It comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the fastest rising cities in the U.S., the capital city of Austin, Texas. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason, it's all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Texas Capitol. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 6-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. Looking to throw. McGraw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Returnable now for Woodson. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. But this guy, he is hard to corral.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. They'll run it with Wade, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Now a give, right side. Cloud. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
2 things to watch. First, his strength in being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
And on now is the punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll start with the option. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he'll take this from one 47-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
Second down and 4.
Operating from the gun. McGraw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Up the middle they go. Malone. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Malone. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 5.
Off the play fake. McGraw. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. Cloud.
And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, Cloud. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Now the Rio offense set to take over.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. McGraw, right side complete. That's Woods. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. McGraw
looking for Woods again, and he finds him.
A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Off play action. McGraw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him trying to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Back to throw. McGraw looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. McGraw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will make it 6-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Boston's offense ready to go again.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Walker now.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession. From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 6. Walker.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, Cloud. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Rio offense set to take over.
Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Operating from the gun, McGraw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. And the Rio de Janeiro first down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Woods. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. And this complete to Mitchell.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
8 yards there and a first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. McGraw.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
Operating from the gun. McGraw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Austin's offense ready to go again.
They'll be in search of their initial points in the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a first down.
And they go play action. Here's Walker.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, Walker.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
16 more on that one and another first down.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Now a give, right side. Cloud. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
To throw is Walker.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Now the Rio offense set to take over.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. McGraw. That's caught by Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. McGraw. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man there is Malone. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Operating from the gun. McGraw to the right side. It's caught by Mitchell. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. 3rd and 12.
Operating from the gun. McGraw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. One more go for this offense in the first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Walker. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Walker. He finds his man, complete. That's Wade. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And they'll remain 2 scores back as this holds at a 9-point advantage.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for them, all things considered. And this can serve as the capper. It's a missed field goal in the late going, and that's only going to serve to lessen the mood even further.
And he missed it. It's no good. And that'll keep this a 9-point game. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the visiting side who have the lead in that one. From there, we're off to check out another game, and you can see currently they trail in that ball game. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10.
At the 37-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Walker, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And working out of the gun here, Walker.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. A throw out wide to Woods, complete.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. McGraw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. The quick slant. Good for 8 and a first.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's caught. Mitchell. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
Now a give right side. Malone. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a third down. Back to throw. McGraw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got him. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal. Looking to throw. McGraw. And it's caught. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Boston's offense ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
49-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Now a give right side. Cloud. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, Cloud. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
I like his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Now Wade. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Walker. And this is caught at the 8. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. From 21 yards away. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's up. It's good. That'll make the scoreline 20-10. So that drive goes 8 plays. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 69 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Partner, we always talk about how important 3rd down is, but I think 1st down is equally important because everything comes off of that play. If the defense wins the down, they are able to...
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Austin, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
Austin's offense ready to go again. And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. The tight end in motion right. To throw on 2nd and 10. Walker. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
They'll run on 1st down. Cloud, and a nice job there skipping away from the 1 tackle and ends up getting 5 yards out of that. 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Operating from the gun. Walker. And a quick throw here that's complete. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now a give, right side. Cloud. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Walker. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Had no command that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Can't get away, and he's taken down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. But that is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
They go play action here on 1st down.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
That's into the hands of Woods.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And this offense on third down today, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Malone. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Off the play fake. McGraw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Austin's offense ready to go again. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down. Looking to throw. Walker. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw. Walker. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. Looking to throw. Walker. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Wide open receiver, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He's able to get it to Coleman. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. 29 yards. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On 3rd down, it's Malone. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Malone. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They run the counter. It's Malone. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. This is 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10.
He'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's 1st down.
He's back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds. Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Well, this offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for Rio,
hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Austin, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL.